to help build stronger Bahamian families.
I believe that our ultimate experience in living begins with God and family.
Our purpose is to facilitate, guide, inspire, and equip you to have a better life.
And a strong family foundation begins with each of us trying to become better individuals. Let's unite
For a stronger Bahamas.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the heartbeat of the nation, leading Bahamians from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment.
As a disabled person, a lot of times we feel like it's just us. And I recognize, even through my bone cancer journey and receiving an amputation, that it was time to join the community around me. So I started to dive into sports, adaptive sports, Paralympic development. So that's how I got into para archery. You know the lens that you have in yourself on your own value. How am I going to be productive? How am I going to leave a mark or do an impact in your community? You're going to have to decide that even in showing up, you're celebrating your wins, but also acknowledging and being accountable for the times that you did not do what you needed to do, but it's never a loss, it's a learn. And so actually helps us to focus on that, focus on ourselves and focus on our actions. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thanks so much for watching. Here's a live look at the Bahamas Tonight, coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
First at 11. A dangerous and unfortunately all too familiar scene today as another large fire stretches the resources of firefighters, this time in Sea Beach here in the capital. Also, strong performance in the country's #1 industry for the first 3 months of the year, notwithstanding fears of travelers tightening their belts amid an ongoing trade war. And the history of an annual celebration synonymous with fun, culture, and color, Cinco de Mayo. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Royson Jones, and this is the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Welcome to the broadcast. Police Fire Services officers continuing their investigation into the spate of fires that have been impacting New Providence and Abaco. The blazes have sparked concern for residents nationwide. Assistant Commissioner Marino Hines, who appeared on tonight's edition of The Rundown with Clint Watson, attributes the recent brush fires to the dry season, which takes place March through June.
These building fires is extremely unusual.
Right.
Because we don't normally have large buildings that catch a blaze. So it can only be deemed coincidental until we have some empirical evidence which suggests that there is something else, whether it's nefarious or otherwise, which would cause us to go down those lines of inquiry.
In terms of downtown fires last week, the Assistant Commissioner refuted any claims that no water was available to extinguish that massive blaze.
The trucks, they can carry 2,000 gallons in one instance, one of them, the other one 1,000 gallons. At no time were we ever lacking water because, as you know, the sea is right there. And so we used our pumper truck whenever those apparatuses were out of water, and they were consistently replenished so that there was an abundance of water.
So there was never a lull period, there was no water?
Never, sir, never.
Over in Abaco, brush fires continuing to rage and grabbing national attention. Our Jolanda Thompson-Everest has more.
Our team just arrived here a few hours ago, and the destruction from the fire is evident. Many residents and businesses threatened, among them Abaco Groceries, who spoke exclusively with us on their experience.
The volunteer firemen were excellent. They were wonderful in protecting our building. protecting the property. Everyone worked together.
As the fire inched nearer to Marsh Harbor, one of the communities under threat was Sweetens Village, while Cable Bahamas was also under threat after a building at the back of the property went up in flames. Water planes arrived on the island on Sunday, also assisting in battling the blaze. Superintendent of Police Stephen Rule says the efforts of volunteer firefighters and additional support from officers flown into the island was helpful.
We were assisted by 12 firefighters, 8 from the Providence, and 4 from Grand Bahama. We want to say thanks also to the island administrator, Mr. Pinder, who assisted with support. We had a water plane that came over and assisted greatly last night and into the wee hours of the morning.
Roll says Marsh Harbor proper is currently being impacted, while blazes in South Abaco have been contained, but thankfully no injuries have been reported.
Initially, there were some wind factors that played a role inside this fire being spread widely. Like I said, the plane is up in the air as well. Started again this morning with the water drops. So that assisted very greatly with the fires in Abaco District. In the Bahamas, we continue our partnership with U.S. counterparts, and so therefore we were able to reach out to them, and they came over and assisted us.
Now, it is amazing when you see and hear the amount of teamwork by the residents, firefighters, and volunteers who help to save the community of Abaco. Tomorrow, we will go into the community and speak with some of these heroes on this experience. Live from Abaco Groceries, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest. Back to you.
Thanks, Jolanda. Back here in the capital, a brush fire in Sea Beach Estates this morning, sparking panic among residents as flames came dangerously close to their homes, forcing them to grab hoses and buckets in an effort to keep the flames at bay. Devontae Hanna tells us thankfully the blaze left minimal damage in its wake.
It was a tense morning in Sea Beach Estates off West Bay Street as a small brush fire flared up just meters away from several homes.
I jumped over the fence and got some hoses and started putting out the fire. As you can see, all the fencing started to get burned, the trees. I put water on the roof so that the roof wouldn't start burning.
Now, as the fire raged on, residents rushed to their fences using any possible resource to help tame the blaze. At this point, professional fire services are on the ground doing their work, but after 2 hours long fighting, these residents did anything to ensure that their properties remain safe.
I knew we just needed water and the hoses weren't doing much. I learned very quickly that, you need to get water on it very fast. A neighbor thought about, accessing the water from the pool and also setting up a pressure washer, which is working quite well.
The cause of the blaze not known, but environmental expert, president and CEO of One Consultant, Eric Carey, says rising temperatures and human activity are key contributors.
There are people intentionally lighting fires. I'm told this is what the volunteer chief from Abaco was saying this morning. That's very concerning, that there's some arsonists at play, and hopefully some of these could be caught and punished, because that's a very dangerous thing.
This is the latest in a string of brush fires across the country in recent weeks, with firefighters and volunteers still battling a blaze in Abaco. Carey acknowledges that this is the dry season.
When these fires ignite during dry periods and in dry areas, then clearly they're going to spread very quickly and grow and then be very difficult to control.
There has been no reports of injury or property damage, but this close call has left many residents shaken. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
On the other side of town, the dust settling following that massive fire downtown on Thursday. That now raises the question of preserving what's left of a historical structure. Lloyd Allen has more.
Residual smoke and small pockets of fire remained at the Victoria Court structure late Monday, a grim reminder of Thursday's roaring fire that got its start from a neighboring abandoned building, eventually jumping to 4 others. In the process, 7 units on the 4th and 5th floors of the Victoria Court were charred. Fire officials returning today to extinguish the remaining flames spotted near the building's burnt dormers as fears loom about the future of the multi-storied structure. According to the director of the Antiquities, Monuments and Museums Corporation, Don Cornish, the building has for some time been registered officially as a historic structure.
We haven't had a chance for the team to come as yet to see exactly what has happened. Obviously, the fire truck is back here. There's been some concern about flames still today, and so it's unsafe for anybody to enter until the professionals are able to assess exactly what is happening, what's causing the ignition of the flames again, and whether or not it's actually safe to do a proper assessment.
Cornish speaks to some of the historic highlights that secure Victoria Court as a historic building.
The architecture, one of the things that we've always been able to do, and of course the age of the building, is to preserve our built heritage through the traditional colonial style buildings and all the other architectural features that we've inherited over the years. And, you know, in order for them to qualify, obviously they have to be at least 50 years old.
What we can confirm is that the roof of the building was made from cedar wood, and that may be a reason why this fire may continue at the top of the building. But in the meantime, officials will continue to monitor and assess developments here with the goal of preserving this historic structure. Reporting from Victoria Avenue for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Thanks, Lloyd. There's a slow return to normalcy for traffic in the area of Victoria Avenue following last Thursday's massive fire on Bay. ZNS News spoke with a representative from Phil's Trucking, who says it may be a matter of weeks before the area is completely cleared and rebuilding efforts can begin.
We arrived from like 11 o'clock that night. We came over there, fire was blazing. What happened was we brought the heavy equipment down, and they had us on standby whilst the firefighters was holding the fire. And whilst we were waiting, what they were doing is they were just spraying in one area, and they were spraying and spraying and spraying, and they managed to get the fire out.
And while the cause of that blaze has not been confirmed, we're told a number of souvenir and related materials have been identified at the fire's epicenter.
This is like a warehouse for the straw market vendors. So that's basically, that's it. That's all that was under the rubble. And of course we know just some slave stone. You know, the buildings is very old, slave stones, and that's it.
Still to come, strong first quarter tourism numbers. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians. Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
The uncertainty of global markets exacerbated by escalating trade warfares did not significantly impact visitor arrivals in the first 3 months of this year. Tourism Director General Latia Duncombe providing the numbers, which show a strong performance for January through March.
We've welcomed 3.3 million visitors to our shores, foreign air and sea arrivals. North of 500,000 was from a stopover perspective. And the total air and sea arrivals would be up 9% on 2024. And the stopover is marginally down, about 4 percentage points, compared to 2024 from the stopover perspective.
Terrorist and trade war threats remain, but the Tourism Director General's positive outlook for the Bahamas to have a continued strong performance in the tourism sector seems to be informed by overwhelming interest, she says, that exists from all corners of the globe about this destination.
The Bahamas has always been a warm, welcoming, safe destination. We've always had excellent international relationships, and we are certainly seeing a lot of interest in the destination as we track the sentiments from all of our markets, North America, Europe, Latin America, the emerging markets. We're seeing so much interest, and we are really excited about the outlook for the islands of the Bahamas.
The community of Black Village continuing to mourn the death of talk show host, former senator and social activist, the late Rodney Munker. ZNS radio announcer Margaret McKay among them. She says her parents' homestead is still nestled in the heart of the community, where Munker was proud to call home. He would often boast about his love for the area on his show Freedom March Daily. McKay says she's pleased with the many accomplishments Munker has achieved in his lifetime.
We in Contabuta were very proud of Rodney's accomplishment. I can remember in 2016 it was, 15 or 16, when he was made a senator by the then leader of the opposition, Loretta Butler Turner. A lot of people wondered why, but we that know Rodney know that he's someone immersed in the history and the culture of this Bahamas. We know of his love for people.
Today is Cinco de Mayo. Arnica Ambister is going to give you the history of the day while having a little fun at Senior Frogs. Here's her story.
Cinco de Mayo is not Mexico's Independence Day, but it's still a big deal. Cinco de Mayo celebrates a surprising win over France at the Battle of Puebla on May 5, 1862. Now outnumbered and outgunned, a smaller Mexican army managed to pull off a surprising victory, which boosted national pride.
It's a bigger celebration in the U.S. than Mexico, mainly as a festive shout-out to Mexican culture with tacos, music, and good vibes all around. We spoke with Senior Frogs manager Celso Delgado as he tells us what we can expect tonight at Senior Frogs.
So, Senor, more like it's a Mexican franchise. So we celebrate Cinco de Mayo because that was Mexico fight with French and Mexico win to French. That was Cinco de Mayo. We have a plan for tonight. Tonight we have a party for everybody. More Bahamian people is coming. Celebrate Cinco de Mayo with us. We make a buffet, Mexican food, real Mexican food. We make a big buffet. We have a promotion with margaritas, tequilas, and beers. It's a family. Kids, doll, everybody come to enjoy the party, enjoy Bahamas, and have a good party. Every day we have party. Always we have a DJ entertaining. Today, and this time, we bring a one DJ from República Dominicana, so he play tonight. We have a special DJ for tonight. We play Latin music tonight. Regular, we play all kind of music. But tonight in the special, we play more Latin music, but we play all kind of music. 80s, 70s, rock and roll, hip hop, reggae, everything, for everybody.
Whether you're raising a glass or enjoying great food, great tacos, tequilas, or quesadillas, Cinco de Mayo is all about culture, community, vibes, and unexpected wins. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Arnica Bannister.
Thanks, Arnica. It looks like a lot of fun, and Feliz Cinco de Mayo. Almajal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports tonight. Almajal?
Buddy Hield and the Golden State Warriors in a do-or-die Game 7 versus the Houston Rockets. Find out if they came out on top. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new room?
And dreams become your life.
This is my time.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
If you've got termites and need to get rid of them fast, trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
This week, our future track and field stars will compete at the original Thomas A. Robinson Stadium in the Frank Pancho Ramming National Primary Schools Track and Field Championship. Catch all the action on the ZNS Network on Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. and on Thursday at 12:30 p.m. It's the Frank Pancho Ramming National Primary Schools Track and Field Championship, May 6th through 8th, right here on the ZNS Network.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the sunshine.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
Welcome to your Cinco de Mayo sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. No, we're not in Mexico, but at the Winton Rugby Pitch, the site of the Baja Juniors FC Winton Cup Tournament. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
We had good competition. We had 12 teams that came out for on the 11 teams, and it was great competition. Kicks Academy came out the winner in the end, and for the U13s today, we had Western Warriors who came out.
That was Antonio Hernandez, the technical director for Baja Juniors FC, who hosted their second annual Winton Cup tournament. The aptly named Winton Rugby Pitch this weekend. Saturday would see the U11s take to the field, while Sunday would see the U13s battle it out for the top spot. Tournament designed to allow our young soccer stars to get in some much-needed reps.
Yeah, well, it's very, very important for us to keep to have this kind of tournament because it helps the kids to understand that sports can take them somewhere, you understand? And being involved in physical activities is very well needed for the physical body as well. Also, it gives them a chance to do something positive.
And from the association, Buddy Bucket saving perhaps his greatest performance as a professional basketball player for the biggest game of his career. In front of a packed Houston crowd, Buddy Hield putting on a shooting clinic, scoring a game-high 33 points in just under 37 minutes. He was nearly automatic, sinking 12 of his 15 shots, including a blistering 9 of 11 from three-point range, powering the Warriors to a 103-89 win. Veteran guard played mistake-free basketball, recording 0 turnovers, while also applying strong defensive pressure on Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet throughout the night. Buddy's 9 threes would also tie the NBA record for most ever in a Game 7. The Warriors advancing to the second round to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Just locked in, just trying to find my joy. And I've never been in a situation before. And just trying to seize the moment and relish the moment and just be in the moment at the same time and enjoy the moment. And it was fun. A lot of nerves at first, though, so I got to, be myself. If I'm not acting normal in the locker room, it's not normal. So just trying to be myself, but tonight was fun. All glory to God.
In track and field news, dozens of Family Island primary school track stars descending on the Capitol for this week's Frank Pancho Ramming Primary School Track Nationals. Our intern, Swanson Gibson, tells us more.
Numerous Family Island teams settling in today at the Courtyard Marriott as they recharge from travel for the Frank Pancho Ramming Primary School Track and Field Nationals. The check-in room's atmosphere was filled with immense excitement as students looked to represent their school and claim gold medals in their respective events. Coach Patricia Roll and several of her Low Sound primary school students discussed preparation and excitement ahead of the meet.
Yes, it was hard, training them and getting them ready for this meet. But we have a few good ones. They came out well, so we're looking for a good showing. And we have about 27, and we are participating in just about every event. Yeah, so we're looking for good and strong competitions.
I'm excited because this is my second year in Nationals. This is our second year in Nationals.
What events are you ladies competing in?
I do the 100, the 200, the 400, the 4x1, and the 4x4. I only doing the 100. The 100, the 200, and long jump.
The Pancho Ramming Nationals begin Tuesday 10 a.m. at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
So track news from this weekend, Redline Athletics hosting their youth meet at the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium on Saturday. The Classic open to competitors from the under 7 to under 16 age divisions. Organizer Tito Moss.
This time of year, we are getting into the season where we're focusing on the primary school and the youth athletes. So we thought it fitting to put on a meet that would just cater to the younger kids, more specifically for events that they don't normally get a chance to run. But this meet was designed just with them in mind.
That's all the time we have for you for sports on this Monday. Check on weather when we return.
Did you know you could send a local bank transfer to a $1 wallet? It's the same as sending a transfer to an account at another local bank. Simply use the wallet's 12-digit top-up address as the account number, savings as the account type, Central Bank of the Bahamas as the bank, and $1 as the branch with branch code or transit number 12,000. Don't use urgent or priority delivery. Transfers to $1 wallets are processed through the Bahamas Automated Clearinghouse Network within 1 business day.
We seem to remember our athletes when they make us proud at the finish line. A Junkanoo parade when they return home, toss them a few dollars. And then forget about them until the next Members of the prestigious Fourth Estate should never sell themselves to any politician. Instead, keep their hands and noses clean in order to publish or broadcast the unadulterated truth. Well, that's how I see it anyway.
Read as I see it, exclusively at ZNSBahamas.com. New articles premiere on Mondays at 9 a.m.
This is The Rundown, giving you the story behind the story, with a new perspective every Thursday, with host Ahmad Rashad Thompson. This is The Rundown.
It's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Royson. Well, we've had dry conditions for quite a while, but that could come to an end for parts of the northwest Bahamas, and that's because we have a late-season frontal system which is moving through South Florida. It started making its way into the northwest Bahamas, so parts of the area will receive showers and even some thunderstorms later on tonight. And if everything holds up, we'll get some of that here in the capital tomorrow as well. So we look forward to that because we certainly need those downpours. And temperatures around the islands. 76 degrees at Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Grand Toul, Key and Abaco. Marsh Harbor, Abaco at 75 degrees. The Berry Island, 79. 80 degrees in Alistown, Bimini. 78 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, and Camp Space Old Andros. Also Black Point, Exuma at 78 degrees. Then we pick up a 77 in Roxanne, Eleuthera. Alistown, Cat Island, 76 degrees. 76 also in San Salvador and Rum Key. Georgetown, Exuma, 1 degree up at 77 degrees. More 77 showing up in Ragged Island, Clarence Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay may go on at 74. Ackland 74, Magic and Agua 77, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80 degrees. Satellite pictures are showing now lots of clouds being advected into the northwest Bahamas, closing in on Bimini. Even Grand Bahama, they had some showers earlier today, and they will get some more later on tonight as that frontal system continues to sink towards the south and east. As far as the capital is concerned, everything is basically towards the south of us at the moment, but we'll have some of that closing in on us later on tonight and tomorrow. Forecast tonight, occasional clouds, 75 degrees for your low temperature. Tomorrow it's going to be partly sunny, or you can call it partly cloudy, depending on how you look at it, the glass half full, with a couple of showers and some thunderstorms in the mix as well, which will be isolated, and as that frontal boundary pushes towards the south and east. High temperature, that's going to get up to 84 degrees, and your extended weather forecast, a few showers and isolated thunderstorms in the forecast tomorrow. But come Wednesday, middle of the week, we're looking for much more sunshine sunshine in our forecast, and that will be with us as we head straight into Sunday. Wouldn't be until about Monday before the skies get gray again with scattered showers and some isolated thunderstorm working in the forecast. Temperature-wise, though, it's going to be in the mid-80s, so the days are going to be a bit on the muggy side, and the nighttime temperatures, they're going to reside in the mid-70s for the most part, which will be relatively comfortable. Royce?
Thanks, Basil. Well, that's going to do it for the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and as always, good night.
What does disability look like? In a busy airport terminal? At the check-in counter? At security checkpoints? Or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, how do we make the invisible more visible? At LPIA, we've implemented the Sunflower Lanyard program. The lanyards are visual cues for airport workers to immediately identify passengers who might need additional assistance. NAD is teaming up with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and key stakeholders at LPIA to launch the internationally recognized initiative. We're joining more than 180 airports and 26 countries already in the program. NAD is the first organization in the Bahamas to recognize the Sunflower Initiative. It's a way to show our continued commitment to making LPIA a safe, welcoming, and inclusive airport for all. Passengers needing to secure a free sunflower lanyard can email sunflower@nas.bs or call 1242-397-8600. For more information, visit www.nassauLPIA.com.
At Tonic Williams Darden Highway, I'm Tijaro Hudson. This is ZNS.
Covering the news seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like in our communities, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment.